All right, hello, assalamu alaikum. I am explaining the graph portion once again so that you have a clear understanding of the graphs and you have no issues with it. Okay, ठीक है? Okay, so let's start with linear graphs. The linear graphs have equation y is equals to mx plus c. Now the equation can be given in a lot of different formats. For example, y is equals to 5x plus 2, 2y minus x equals to 6, x upon 3 plus y upon 4 equals to 5. It can be in any form. As long as x and y are single, it's a linear equation. ठीक है. And linear equation में what you can do is you can turn this into y is equals to mx plus c format. You can also turn this equation in y is equals to mx plus c format. ठीक है. How? Y is equal, if you talk about 2y minus x equals to 6. From the equation you know c is the y-intercept. यानी के and m if okay, so this line is an upward sloping line. An upward sloping line has positive gradient. ठीक है. And a downward sloping line has negative gradient. ठीक है. This is 1 upon 2. So this tells you the gradient. Positive means upward sloping. And 0,3 is the y-intercept. So from the equation, you should be able to interpret the gradient and the intercept. So that will give you the direction of the line. Okay? Now let's look at the second example. This is example 1. Example 2. X upon 3 plus y upon 4 is equals to 5. Let's take the LCM here. So we know from this equation that minus 4 upon 3 is the gradient and 20 is the y-intercept. Which means 0,20 is the point. So if I draw the graph, it's going to be like this, where this point will be 20. ठीक है. And if I draw this graph, ठीक है, तो इसका ग्राफ कौन सा होगा? ये वाला ग्राफ होगा. And this value is going to be 3 and the gradient will be 1 upon 2. ठीक है. So linear equations ये होती हैं. ठीक है. Linear equations, there are two special cases. What are those two special cases? If the line is a horizontal line, sorry, a vertical line, so the gradient is undefined and the equation is x equals to the x coordinate. So if I look here, the equation will be x equals to 2. Okay? And the next is where we have okay, now our equation is horizontal. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The gradient is 0 here and the equation of line will be y is equals to the 2, which is equation is y is equals to y coordinate. Okay, so with this we're done with the equation of lines. Now let's move on to the quadratic equations. All right, so we have quadratic equation in different formats. There are so many different ways of writing the quadratic equation. ठीक है अब ये है कि through this we can sketch directly. But with this we have to first change it into completing square. And then we can sketch it. ठीक है So basically, this is the completing square. ठीक है अगर ये completing square है तो what is A, what is H, and A, H and K are unknown constants, or you can say values to be found, जिसको हमें find करना होता है. Now what is A? If A is greater than 0, meaning positive, it's a minimum graph. Minimum graph means it's a happy phase. A is less than 0, it is negative, it's a maximum graph. Meaning it's a sad phase. H, comma K are coordinates of turning point. Turning point is also called vertex, also called the stationary point, also called the maximum or minimum point. ठीक है minus is compulsory and x should be 1. That means the coefficient should be 1 here. ठीक है अच्छा now let's look at this equation and let's plot this one. So this is x plus 2 the whole square plus 3. So from minus 3 here. From this I can see that the value outside is 1, meaning that is minimum graph. There's a plus here, meaning a minus 2 okay plus bana hoga. That means the coordinates of the turning point are minus 2 comma minus 3. So minus 2 comma minus 3. These are my coordinates of the turning point. Now how do we sketch it? Minus 2 comma minus 3, this is my point, and from here I will sketch my graph. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so I can also find out my x-intercept and y-intercept. How do you find that out? For x-intercept, it's going to be where you input the value of y0. 3 will go on the other side. 1 point, I will square root on both the sides. 1.73 एक दफ़ा plus के साथ एक दफ़ा minus के साथ. So I'll get two values of x here. Y-intercept means I will put x comma 0 comma y. So how do I find that out? This is x comma 0. So I will input 0 plus 2 whole square minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. Meaning that my graph will look like, it will be a little curvy. And this value is going to be 1. Does that make sense? Acha, my bad that I labeled all these values. I don't need to label them. I just need to label the turning point. Okay? This is going to be my x1. This is going to be my x2. जो यहाँ से values मैंने निकाली होंगी. मेरे पास calculator भी नहीं है. Let me just bring it. Then I'll find those values out. Now, let's do another example. First rearrange. Now we know that this is maximum. 1 comma minus 5. Why is it 1? Because there's a minus in between. So I will take a plus 1 value here. Now 1 comma minus 5 is going to be somewhere here. I've just randomly plotted it, okay? And the graph will go equally to the right and equally to the left. Now how do we find out the x and y intercept? Minus 5 minus okay, so this is a maximum graph, my bad. Yeah, ulta bana rahi thi main. Maximum graph means it will look like this. Meaning if I extend my axis, this value is going to be minus 6, right? And no x-intercepts will exist because it does not cut the x-axis. I can see that. Okay? Now let's move on to another equation, that is y is equals to x minus 3 and x plus 2. Now this, from here we will start with x intercepts. यानी कि वहाँ पे turning point मालूम था, यहाँ पे x intercept. So 0 is equals to midpoint will give you the turning point. 3 plus minus 2 divided by 2 gives you 1 upon 2. Now put this in original equation to find value of y coordinate. The equation is x minus 3, x plus 2. Half minus 3 is minus 5 upon 2. Half plus 2 is 3 upon 2, gives you minus 15 upon 4. Which is going to be around 4 4s are 16, 4 3s are 12, 3 minus 3.75. So we have half comma minus 3.75. We have 3 comma 0 minus 2 comma 0. These 3 points to plot the quadratic graph. Now how do we go about that? So this is just rough plotting that I'm doing. अच्छा मेरा थोड़ा सा ग्राफ गड़बड़ हो जाता है because I'm doing it on the iPad. Okay. This is 3. This is 2. This is, and we still need to find this out. This is y-intercept. How do we find out the y-intercept? I still think this value is wrong. Let's calculate this again. Because I don't have the calculator, that's why there are things going on wrong. Okay, half minus 3 is minus 2.5, which is minus 5 upon 2. Then half plus 2 is also 2.5, my bad. 5 upon 2, 25 upon 4. 5, 6, 24. So 6.25. Okay, let's do another such kind of example. y is equals to 2x minus 1, no, 3 minus x and x plus 2, x plus 1. Putting y equals to 0, x equals to 3 and x equals to minus 1. 3 comma 0 minus 1 comma 0. Let's input the x value 0. So my y-intercept will come out to be 3. Now, what are the coordinates of the turning point? This is y-intercept, and these are x-intercepts. Gives you 1. Input 1 in place. This was the equation. So it's 1 comma 4. One comma 4 is here. Now the next thing is 3 comma 0 minus 1 minus 3 comma 0. Three minus 1 and 3. Okay, I hope it is all clear. If you have something like, for example, y is equals to x square plus 2x plus 3, we have to convert it to completing square. How? x square plus 2x plus 3 को separate out कर दिया, plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. A plus b the whole square. 3 minus 1 is plus 2. Now, this is minimum. 1 minimum. Coordinates are minus 1 comma 2. Minus 1 comma 2 means my y-intercept निकाल लेते हैं. y-intercept में जब मैंने x 0 डाला, अब आपके पास दो equations हैं. You can use this or this for calculation purposes, totally your choice. So my y-intercept comes out to be 0 comma 3. Then what we can do is x-intercepts will not exist. I don't think so. Yes. So let's plot the graph. Minus 1 comma 2 will be somewhere here. This is how the graph will look like, and this will be 3. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm labeling the turning point, I'm labeling the x-intercept, and I'm labeling the y-intercept. So these are the three most important things when it comes to sketching. Okay, I'll do one more example. Y is equals to minus x square minus x minus 6. Take the minus sign common out. प्लस कर देते हैं तो ये माइनस हो जाएगा. Now let's change it into completing square. Plus half का whole square minus half का whole square, because 1 है यहाँ पे. 1 divided by 2 is half. X plus half the whole square. This minus will remain outside. Minus 6 minus 1 upon 4 minus 24 minus 1 minus 25 upon 4. ये माइनस साइन को इससे भी मल्टीप्लाई किया और इससे भी मल्टीप्लाई किया. सो माइनस प्लस, meaning your coordinates of the turning point are minus half comma 25 upon 4. This is a maximum graph, and my coordinates of the turning point are going to be y-intercept will be 0 minus 0 square minus 0 plus 6 gives you 0 comma 6. X-intercepts कैसे निकल के आएंगे? We will do middle term breakup for this. So x square plus 3x minus 2x minus 6. minus 3 comma 0 and 2 comma 0. So we have this, we have this, and we have these 2 points. Let's sketch it. Okay, so minus half 25 upon 4. This is my coordinate of the turning point. Maximum means this is how my graph will look like. This is 6, this is 2, and this is minus 3. ठीक है?